Freddie Gibbs.
What is up, guys? What's up, everyone? It's A and C here. Welcome back to the AC Unit Podcast.
Now today we're going to be doing 2 track-by-track reviews from 2 albums that dropped last night. Cordae's From a Bird's Eye View, and
Earl Sweatshirt sick.
so we got a good episode for you guys, so I hope you guys enjoy.
Alrighty, so we're going to hop right into From a Bird's Eye View. Now, we both have not listened to Cordae before this. We have not listened to The Lost Boy, and that honestly, apparently that affects our opinion on how we view this album, because from what I've seen, it's literally, people think, highly of it, because they haven't listened to his stuff before. They listened to The Lost Boy, and they're disappointed by his project.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of slander on this album because previous fans expect so much out of the album, especially what they got from The Lost Boy, but I kind of see it as there's 2 different sides. You're either a new listener or you're a previous fan.
Mm-hmm.
And me and Aaron kind of fall on the new listener side of things, where we haven't really heard Cordae's The Lost Boy at all. Have you heard any tracks from it?
Other than Bad Idea, I haven't heard a single.
Yeah, I personally haven't heard a single track off of that album, so we kind of took this from a bird's eye view and kind of listened to it from him, from scratch, and I loved it. I fucking loved it, dude. I thought this album was amazing.
I've been bumping it all day, no lie.
And, I've seen some people reacting to it, and they just gave it a lot of criticism. I just don't see why. I can see why.
Well, I was going to say, there's reasons why.
I
we'll
can
get into
see why,
those.
but from our perspective, I think this was a really great album, all in all. So, getting into track 1, the Shiloh's intro, what were your kind of initial thoughts on that?
I heard someone say this is the best feature on the album, and dude, it's a great intro, like, no lie. I mean,
wasn't it Prison Buddy he had who was given the intro here?
Yeah, definitely. I did look into it more. It's literally just Cordae's friends spitting some freestyle bars about his childhood experiences. The beat was very like orchestral. It built up into something crazy, and then when it cut and he mentions, "Let my brother tell the story from a bird's eye view," that was just insane.
Yeah.
That set the album perfectly.
That's something I wrote down. The transition to the next song was really smooth, and as the intro progressed, you could kind of hear the background pick up, and I thought all in all was a pretty good intro track to the album.
Yeah, when I heard him say that line, I thought like the whole album, the concept of it would have been like, Cordae telling the story of why this guy's in jail or why he, but it's not really a concept album. And the first actual track on the album was it Jean Michel? How do you pronounce it?
Jean-Michel?
Jean-Michel? I think it's Jean-Michel.
A little French vibe there.
John Michael. But like this track is amazing, storytelling wise. The instrumental and the very sinister piano chords, so just powerful. It is a very good intro track to an album.
Yeah, I agree 100%. On to track number 2, Jean-Michel. What were your thoughts on this song?
Shit.
Why'd you laugh?
I was already talking about Jean-Michel.
You said intro. I thought you were still on the intro track. God.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about the intro. I was like, okay.
Well, I mean, like,
I do the transitions.
Oh, fuck. That was so funny. All right. No, we're fine. We're leaving it.
Start the whole episode over.
No, we're leaving it.
Honestly, I wanted to do first impressions first, and I jumped right into it.
We did, but I'll cut it. What's up, guys?
Let's just start over. Fuck.
We have some good shit. That was hilarious. I'm just gonna cut some of this stuff out.
No, duh.
I'm leaving that in. Sweatshirt. I think I already feel it. All right.
I was already talking about Jean-Michel. No, you were talking about John Michael. This is a completely different track.
Okay, back on topic. Let's go to Jean-Michel. Like, let's actually talk about what were your thoughts on it, because I already gave mine.
Yeah, I mean, I love the intro beat. I think it was a really good beat in production. And you can really hear the J. Cole in his voice. I think that's one thing that stood out through the entire track, is you can hear the J. Cole influence.
J. Cole. Jeez, dude, we're messed up.
And then I just really enjoyed him rapping over the same beat the whole track. I mean, it was a consistent beat, not really kind of switch ups and changes, and I thought that was kind of a cool aspect to the song. So overall, I really enjoyed this song.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, he has some great lines in this song. overhated, underrated. I'm tired of the nonsense. I'm my worst critic. He just absolutely like flows over this. I literally had the same thing. It's very similar to J. Cole.
Yeah.
One thing that we noticed, at least I noticed about the album, he tends to wear his inspirations on his sleeve a lot. So like it becomes really apparent who the inspiration was for like each and every song he writes.
Yeah, most definitely.
I mean, sometimes that can be a good thing, but I feel like people are angry because he's not trying to find his own style. He's just putting out like he's doing whatever works for him right now. But like you said, it's his second album. Like you need to give the dude some time. He's not the next J. Cole right now. He could be if he was given time to develop his sound. You know.
Yeah, and it kind of seems like everyone expects him to be like right off the jump, and
Yeah, definitely.
I thought this. I mean, we'll talk about the whole track list, but
Unless the Lost Boy is as good as people are making it out to be, I swear.
yeah, this we were literally talking about this. This album better be better than Nothing Was the Same on
Yeah.
that kind of level, or else I won't understand the criticism. But
Yeah, definitely.
I think for his second studio album, this is a very good and well put together album.
I wouldn't say super well put together, obviously, because like it kind of tricks you into thinking there's a concept, and then
Well, if you're just listening to it to listen to,
yeah, it's like a
we were-
playlist.
Yeah,
It's like what Drake does with his albums, and it does really well for what it is, you know.
yeah. So on to track number 3, Super. This was a song I've been pumping all day personally.
A hard ass beat. That's
Yeah.
literally my first note, dude.
Yeah, I mean the flow's crazy. That's something I wrote down. But the first thing we kind of talked about last time we were listening to it for the first time, we thought it was the Aiden Ross freestyle for a little bit. We heard a couple things in there that we thought was from the freestyle, but it really wasn't because we went back and listened to the freestyle. But that's the first thing we noticed. It kind of gave off that kind of flow and that kind of vibe.
Definitely.
And overall, just a great voice control throughout the song and the rapping. It was just I think it was one of my favorite songs to listen to.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Was this a rollout song?
Yeah, this was a single.
Yeah, see, I hadn't
he
heard
had
any
a
of
music video of Cole Bennett. Like
Yeah.
I looked into it more.
Yeah, I didn't listen to any of the rollout songs, so this was the first time I heard this. I enjoyed it. This is probably one of my favorite tracks off the album. I'll go ahead and say that right now.
Oh yeah.
Just if you're wanting to take one song off of this album and just put it on a playlist, like a hype playlist or a workout playlist, this would definitely be the one I'd pick out of the album.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. Literally, for the production, the bass is boosted, the choirs are humming. This is definitely a hype track. Like it just really gets you going. Chorus is catchy, just flows over this beat. Very like, there's like this ongoing, low pitched like lo-fi synth that just kind of like it sticks in your head. It's crazy.
There's one thing that I do kind of criticize him throughout the entirety of the album, but you really get in this song is he's
Definitely.
really cocky, man.
Yes.
You really see how cocky he is. He's really bragging about a bunch of stuff, and there's a certain fine line between confidence and cockiness. I think you got to be confident enough to put out music and where you're hyping yourself up, but there's just that fine line where going too far and losing that humbleness kind of serves as a con in my eyes, and you kind of see that throughout the track. He's really cocky to me.
I can see it, and I mean, like the same comparison could be made for Drake when he was starting out. Like literally, like he wasn't. I don't think he was as cocky, but it probably comes from his YBN roots, which he actually does mention in this song. He talks about dropping YBN in the track.
That lyric written down.
I said, goddamn.
I kind of like that because I knew he came from YBN and he dropped it. I kind of like that he kind of went independent and kind of was like, hey, I don't need you guys to be successful. That's kind of how I interpreted it. But
yeah, it was like a there was a whole situation with YBN. Like no one, like they didn't really know who owned it. Not like owned it, but like like they were having problems with like their lawyers and stuff. And that's one of the other reasons why he dropped it. He just wanted to do his own thing, and that's respectable. I like that.
Yeah, for sure. On to track number 4, Mama's Hood. What were your first reactions to this song?
Like first reactions?
Or reactions in general as you listen to it today?
So I'll be honest, first reaction, I wasn't feeling it as much, but after listening to it like maybe 5 times in the car earlier, I was bumping. Like it's first of all, great instrumental. It like very chill vibe. The muffled instruments along with that like high pitched guitar melody that's just constantly going on loop. I got sort of Kendrick vibes from this song in a way. It might because the low like high pitched voice on the chorus in the background. It's crazy, and just like the story and the songwriting on the song is just crazy compared to everything else on this album. Like there's an actual story. He's talking about one of his friends who he used to play ball with, how he passed away. It's a very like sentimental song.
Yeah, I wrote down a lot of the same stuff. I definitely saw the Kendrick influence in his voice throughout the track.
Another instance of him wearing his influence on his sleeve, you know?
Yeah, and you kind of see that throughout. He's really showing off who his influences were growing up, and he really is putting that into his music.
Yeah, and I like that a lot. Some
too.
people don't, but like you gotta understand, he's still trying to find his own sound. His man's under 25, like he's still getting there.
This dude's my age, dang near. I'm pretty sure. He's 21. Yeah.
I have no clue. I'm gonna look it up.
Let's look it up. I'm pretty sure that I heard he was 21.
My dumbass typed YB and Cordae. Well, the internet's down, so let me look up on my phone.
This seems to be a common trend when we're doing podcasts. Our internet goes out, our power goes out.
Crazy. Oh, he's 24.
Oh, I don't
know. Okay, sorry about that. We got interrupted by our dad giving us White Castle. What would you like?
White Castle? Bro, let me get a 4-piece chicken ring. Let me get a 9-piece mozzarella stick and a few sliders, please.
Sorry, we're out of mozzarella sticks.
Freddie Gibbs would be pissed because I am gonna be shitting in the morning, but I know he would like that.
They ain't shitting, they constipated. We'll get more into that fucking verse later. What were we talking about?
Mama's Hood. So I mean, definitely heard the Kendrick influence. He's definitely very versatile with his voice and his flow throughout the whole song, and I really liked the flow switch in the second verse. It was very smooth. And like you said, the Juwan Walsh tribute, his friend who died, it was just a very touching end of the song.
Yeah.
I mean, I really enjoyed this song all in all. This song actually grew on me a bunch from when we listened to it first to the last time I heard it today. So, really good start to the album with these first few songs. If we're done with that one, on to track number 5, Want For Me. I thought this was a really good vocal performance. Definitely in the chorus, you kind of get a feel for Cordae can sing, and that's kind of one of the things that stood out to me. Is
that intro, what is that from? I swear I've heard that before. It is like, yeah. Where is that from?
That's from something, I feel like. We couldn't really figure it out last night. But
that was nice. That was a good intro. And in the chorus, he really sounds like Anderson .Paak. I'm not going to lie. I heard, like, in his cadence, when he, like, enunciate words at the end of lines, it sounds just like him. Like, it's literally another influence. Or, you know, it's crazy how he does that. Yeah,
this is definitely one of the songs that stood out to me vocally. And really, I didn't even know Cordae could sing like this. He kind of gives off the interpretation of he's just a rapper, and he just kind of spits on his songs. And it was kind of cool for me as a new listener to see that he could work in those different elements in his voice and really perform vocally. So
you look at this goofball and like say, oh, this guy can't sing, but he does a pretty decent job singing wise. Like apparently he's been better, like not been better, but he's done better compared to his last stuff. Because like on The Lost Boy, there's a few songs where he tried to sing and it wasn't too great.
So there was improvement.
Exactly. But yeah, one more thing before we move on. I don't know if any of our listeners listen to Injury Reserve, but at the start of his verse, he would say, "Hey, check it," which is like the trademark for this rap group's like, you know. I thought it was really interesting how he did that. I feel like this is another use of an influence, you know.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but that's kind of interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
And I really like the outro skit.
It sets up for the next song.
Yeah, it flows perfectly in the next track for sure.
Yeah. Maybe some white dude trying to act all gangster. That's Eminem, by the way.
It is?
No, I'm joking.
Oh gosh, I was gonna say this dude does not need to be on this album anymore than he was. But on to track number 6 today, featuring Gunna. Kind of talk about what you liked and disliked about the song and what you liked and disliked about the Gunna feature.
Yeah, I hated the song at first, I'm not gonna lie, but the production really caught me. That was kind of like the first thing I realized when I listened to it a second time. Cordae himself has a pretty catchy chorus. He has that Chief Keef reference that I was so hyped to hear for some reason. He does lyrically a pretty good job on the first verse. Just his singing ability is like so surprising to me.
It's a lot better than I expected, because I didn't really expect it at all. So I mean,
yeah, no, it was
definitely
pretty crazy.
Caught me off guard for sure.
Yeah, and then what I didn't like about it, like many of the songs, I really like concept albums. So like I feel like this is where it kind of like fell apart, the concept, and he just went more into like a playlist kind of album, you know. Gunna, I like nothing. I don't really like Gunna that much, I'll be honest. He sounds nice. The song would have been fine without him.
Yeah, I think vocally the chorus was really well executed. Another song, he really stood out vocally. I agree with you there.
Yeah, definitely.
I actually originally kind of liked the Gunna verse. I thought it kind of fit in well, but as I listened to it more, I'm like, yeah, I don't know if he even needs to be in this song.
You see, after listening to Push and P, I really can't listen to anything by Gunna anymore. God damn.
But yeah, I thought it was one of his better productions yet up until this track. And I thought the background beat was really good too. So,
Definitely.
I mean, this was a pretty solid all in all song.
Just the trumpets in the background.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, for sure. Track number 7 is the interlude. I mean, there's not really much going on here in this interlude. Did you have anything written down?
I was just wondering what the point of it was, because now the concept's already broken. He has this interlude here, and then we go into C. Carter, which is kind of another like little hype song. I don't know. It's a weird
middle of the album. I mean, yeah, you really do see the concept kind of fall apart here, and if there even was a concept. I wasn't really listening to the concept. I was just kind of listening to listen. I think that's why I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like when I look back on this in a month or two, I'm just going to kind of pick my favorite songs
Definitely.
and put it down in a playlist and not really kind of go back and listen to it from a concept standpoint. But
yeah. I mean, after like the second listen today, I was just kind of bumping it. Like every song kind of has its own like, feel to it. That's what I like about this album a lot.
Yeah, so on to track number 8, Coach Carter, you definitely still hear the influence in the J. Cole. The J. Cole influence is definitely there.
Definitely.
And I actually also wrote down, I heard a little Chance in him. Chance the Rapper. He does have a featured song on The Lost Boy that I haven't heard with Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Did you hear it at all, or am I just kind of crazy? I thought I heard a little bit of Chance in him.
I think, what was it, in the second verse, maybe? Is that what he had it wrote down?
I heard it throughout. I mean, it stood out in the second verse, but I could hear it all.
I wrote a little note about it. But, yeah, I mean, this is another song I didn't really like at first, but, like, at the same time, I really like all the production from this album first listen. It was a really entertaining first listen, despite lines like, on this song, got this dime piece sucking on me like a cucumber.
Yeah, this album has some interesting lyrics for sure, and we're kind of going to talk about that.
I ain't doing too bad for a newcomer.
Yeah. The cucumber newcomer.
That's just one of many. One of many. But yeah, no, I mean, like, he has this crazy flow on the end of the first verse that I found really smooth. It rides the beat perfectly. The chorus, it ended up sticking on me. His voice is I really find Cordae's voice super satisfying to just listen to.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about it. It might be all of his inspirations coming into one. That's maybe why I like this album so much now I think about it. But I feel like his voice, like just him, it's nice to hear.
Yeah, I thought all in all it was a really solid song overall.
Definitely.
So on to track number 9, Sinister, featuring Lil Wayne. You kind of get a different sound in Cordae's voice. I don't know if he's trying to match the kind of vibe and style of Lil Wayne in this song, but you definitely see the versatility in his sound with the different voice pitches and all that. I wrote down the Paint You the Villain lyric.
Oh, yeah, same here.
I really like that lyric. It stood out to me. I mean, no matter what you do, you're always going to be painted as a bad guy.
Exactly.
Kind of what I took from it. And he doesn't really give a fuck. I mean,
clearly not.
I mean, the confident or the cockiness.
Cocky confidence, I don't know.
Is definitely there. And this is definitely one of the songs that shows that. I just feel like the Wayne verse was just typical Wayne and nothing that really stood out.
Literally. I mean, he did find a way to rhyme almost every word, it felt like.
Yeah,
it was pretty nice. I mean, it was a nice listen.
You get your typical wordplay from him here, but...
Yeah, you hear so much good from Wayne, especially last year. Like, hearing stuff like this is like, but it should be like, oh, damn, that's not bad. Like, that's good. But, yeah, the beat, produced by Hit Boy, who produced a lot of Nas's songs last year. Pretty good beat, pretty decent.
Yeah, he talks about having a feature with Nas.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be on Champagne Glasses, and it didn't come out for some reason.
I thought it was on one of these songs.
No, it's not. There was no Nas feature. It was supposed to be on Champagne Glasses.
Not that he talked about. He had a Nas feature.
I think he talked about it.
He was talking about his old classmates and how they have like typical jobs, and he just got a feature with Nas.
It's in Westlake High. Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
But let me finish off with Sinister. What was I gonna do? Yeah, this is after listening to this song a lot more. I honestly think it might be my least favorite from the album. I think I found a least favorite. I don't think I found a favorite yet because the next song we're about to talk about is pretty high up there, surprisingly. But this might be my least favorite, one of my least favorites. It's just kind of like an average song. That's not bad compared to everything else on this album. I really loved it. So like,
Yeah, I think Cordae tried to fit in with Wayne in his verse, and it kind of threw off the whole song all in all. But
like
I'd agree with you. It's probably one of my least favorite songs, but not a bad song to listen to, honestly.
like this album is an experiment to like find his style because he's
Yeah.
still searching for it. He says it, not he doesn't really say it, but like he kind of implies it heavily throughout all the album, just kind of switching up all of his flows and his vocal tones and whatnot. But
Yeah. So on the track number 10, Chronicles featuring her and Lil Durk, I thought from a feature standpoint, hers feature was the best feature on the whole album. I really enjoyed that feature, and I thought it complemented Cordae's voice with the vocals he has in the chorus. That's probably one of my favorite choruses of the whole album.
When hers vocals in the last pre-chorus, and then when they like harmonize the chorus together at the end, fucking beautiful, man.
I honestly want to sing it for you guys, but then you guys will probably unsubscribe. So
yeah, let's not do that. All of our 5 subscribers.
But I've been singing that one verse all day, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's weird because people say this is their least favorite song of the album. How do you feel about that?
I just don't agree. I mean, I can see why they feel like this song, from a concept standpoint, makes no sense and could be taken off the album completely. But at this point, it feels like the concept completely fell apart. So why go along with it? Just kind of put out songs to have them on there.
Yeah.
If that's what they take of it, then so be it. But I enjoyed this song personally. This song Chronicles is on the top of my list.
Definitely my top
right now.
Definitely my top 2, not 2. No, I'm just joking. Not yet. But yeah, this is actually the song where he talks about I go as deep as I can, make her shake like Tourette's.
Yeah,
that line is something.
that line, man.
Like when we first heard it, we kind of started laughing, but like hearing that line over and over again after listening to the song so many times, it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
It's crazy because you get really good vocals from him right after that. And it's like, what the heck? You don't even like realize he's performing vocally that good, and then he just says stuff like that. It like kind of throws you off.
Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of my favorite choruses I've heard in a while. I'll be honest.
I agree, 100%.
This is another song I heard on a snippet from Instagram before the album dropped, and I was like, that's what I'm looking for. Immediately knew it. Yeah. So yeah, that's why I like this song a lot.
We haven't talked about the Durk feature. How'd you feel about the Durk feature? I thought it was short-lived, personally.
Short-lived, yeah. It's Lil Durk. So I mean, like, it's Lil Durk. I can't really explain it. He has the same thing on a lot of songs.
Just a certain style he always has. Yeah.
I mean, it's just the Durk feature. Like, that's all I can say about it now.
Nothing crazy, especially in my opinion, for sure.
I really like Voice of the Heroes. I literally have the vinyl up on my wall. I like that album a lot, primarily because of Lil Baby. But Lil Durk has some pretty good verses on there. But I don't know. This feature just isn't it for me.
Yeah, I agree. But all in all, I thought this was one of my favorite songs to listen to. I think you could have left Lil Durk off and maybe got a little more her mixed in with Cordae there. I think that I would have enjoyed it a little more. But on the track number 11, Champagne Glasses featuring Freddie Gibbs.
He's about to start beef with you, dude. Be careful.
I hope he does. I'll fucking make it.
That'll start a Twitter war with you.
I think right away, at this point, I wrote down, has he missed yet? And missed meaning Cordae. I think Cordae is just perfect on this album up until this point. Off of first listen, a lyric I wrote down was "Life is all about perception." And
I literally had the same thing.
I always look at that. Perception by NF is one of my favorite albums ever, and the whole album's about looking at life and seeing it as perception. I think that literally is the exact meaning of that lyric.
Yeah, a smile upon my face because life is all about perception. That's what I had. That's a crazy line. That's a good line. I like that a lot.
Oh, and Stevie Wonder's in this too. I left that out. That outro was amazing.
Oh yeah, harmonica solo. What the hell? You don't hear that ever, but I loved it. I always listen to it. I can't skip it. Out? Fucking legend, man.
But yeah, what all in all did you think about this song?
Yeah, the instrumental. It reminds me, yet again, more inspiration, but this is more on the producer's part. I like the instrumental a lot. It reminds me of a song called "Rolling Stone" by Danny Brown. Has like these high pitched lo-fi synths, kind of just like I'm pretty sure it's like looping. I think it is. I don't remember for sure, but yeah. So should we talk about the one and only Freddie Gibbs verse?
Take it away.
Okay. Well,
I mean, the whole verse is the same thing. So I mean, this verse is just gonna stir up so much controversy because everyone was so excited to see Freddie Gibbs on this album.
exactly.
And I was one of those people.
I was too, because I love Bandana, I love Pinata. I still need to listen to his other work, but like literally, when you hear Freddie Gibbs say, "Y'all can't shit, y'all constipated," maybe one or two times, maybe three, maybe four times talking about shit.
No, one and done would have been perfect, and he just kept going on and on and on. And it
Just
felt
like his Twitter wharf gunna. It's crazy. But no, like, I mean, other than that, obviously that line's horrendous. We laughed our ass off the first time we heard that, dude. It killed us. But like I said, hearing that song or hearing that line over and over again when you're listening to the song, like from different times, it's like, what the fuck are you saying?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, his flow does pick up near the end, and he kind of kills it. But that line itself kind of just like overshadows everything else he did there. So like, I don't think I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Well, I'm disappointed.
Yeah, no.
I'm not even gonna hide it. But on to track number 12, the outro track, which I originally didn't know was the outro.
I didn't either.
The two songs were the bonus songs.
Yeah, it's interesting.
This outro track was really, really good.
It's amazing.
I wrote down a lyric: "No human is perfect, and I'm not trying to be." I really like that lyric a lot.
Yeah.
I like how he's not afraid to shout out his elder rappers. I think he shouts out, who did he shout out in this song? Maybe Yo Gotti.
I think he shouts out Yo Gotti because that's his Memphis link.
Memphis person. But yeah, he does this throughout the album. He shouts out a few guys, and I kind of like how he's not afraid to forget about his influences and his people. I mean, that's something I do like about him.
He
he
did shout
forget where he comes from.
He did shout out Yo Gotti, Memphis Connect. Yeah, I had to look it up. And he talks about if only like this intro to the verse is crazy. If only Father Time had the patience of Mother Nature. If only I was wiser when I first discovered paper. If only Martin Luther never stayed at the Lorraine Hotel.
Yeah, I mean,
it's insane.
I really like this, and you kind of get more of a storyteller song here with the outro, and I've heard a lot of people say that's when you get your best Cordae.
We don't know the best Cordae. This is our first experience.
We just don't know what version of Cordae is best. So I mean,
if they're hyping up the Lost Boy like it's like the best album of all time, then hell, I'll take it. But yeah, but he did dedicate this album to his late grandmother, which he mentions in like near the end of it.
Yeah,
absolutely
I really
beautiful
did like
move.
That
yeah,
outro at the end is really sentimental. It almost shed a tear to my eye. Honestly, it's kind of cool.
It was awesome how he did that. Another thing sounds just like J. Cole from Note to Self, 2014 on Forest Hills Drive. He's doing this talking, the spoken interlude, outro. You know, obviously not 14 minutes long, but
yeah,
but he kind of gives me that vibe. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I feel like just because he's doing a spoken word doesn't mean he's copying J. Cole at all. But I do like the concept of an outro track like that.
Yeah, me too.
I think it wraps up perfectly your album. So I mean,
yeah. So on to the two bonus tracks.
Oh shit! Before we go to Michelle Obama, let's talk about the production of Less Lake High. Sounds like a victory lap. Do you know what that means? Like,
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's just a great. It's a great beat. I don't know who produced it, but whoever did a really good job with it. It's one of my favorite productions off the album for sure.
Yeah, I agree for sure on the production standpoint. But now on to the bonus tracks. Parables remix featuring Eminem. I really enjoyed the beat.
Oh, for sure. Halloween type beat is literally what I put, dude.
Yeah.
And when that beat dropped at the start, that 808 kick came in, dude, we looked at each other with the most stunned look on our faces ever because we did not expect that.
Yeah. It seems like I wrote down a lyric for almost all the songs, which is kind of interesting. I wrote down, "For every door that's open, the door closed." I mean, that's just like some deep shit right there. I mean, it's really kind of cool to see him kind of write about these lyrics.
The thing that gets the comparisons between Cordae and J. Cole, they're both really like straightforward with their lyrics, but they're always deep. Like they always have a deeper meaning. Not like a deeper meaning, but like they're always like deep. You can think about it, you know.
And this was yet again another song I wrote down that he sounds like J. Cole, and it's really evident who his influence is.
You had J. Cole written down. Huh? Well, I had Logic.
Really?
Yeah, because remember the song I showed you before the podcast? The song's called A to Z. It was off of Under Pressure or No Pressure. His flow, it just sounds so much like that song. So is the beat. It's so weird. But, I mean, if you can put that to the side, this is the hungriest Cordae is on the album. Absolutely, like, crazy.
I'd say that and Jean-Michel are two of the hungrier sides of Cordae you get.
Oh, yeah. Production's like, I had another thing about the production. It's hypnotic. Like, that melody in the background just puts you in a trance. Like, you're just listening to this man go absolutely ham over this melodic beat. Not melodic, like a sinister beat, you know? Yeah. It's crazy. All right, well,
Siri, pull up a picture of Michelle Obama.
Your wish is granted.
We have it up. Anyways, Eminem.
Where do we even start with him, dude?
I can't even understand him. He's rapping so fast, and I don't understand it. It's not even enjoyable anymore to me.
It's mainly just syllables. Like in rhyming all these small words, talking as fast as you can. That's his style. And sometimes it works, don't get me wrong. But when he does it on every single track feature he's on, it's not entertaining. Yeah, the mixing for his vocals too is something to talk about. Who the fuck mastered this song?
Horrendous.
It was awful.
It was really, really bad.
Yeah, no, but all seriousness, no, that mixing was pretty bad.
Yeah, it was for sure.
It would be muffled, then it'd be clear, like for 2 seconds, then it'd be muffled again. Like, I don't know. I'm not a fucking producer, but I feel like these guys should. Yeah, they might have caught that, you know. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I like Cordae's verse on this song. Eminem, not so much, but it is what it is. There.
Yeah, we're not done yet with Eminem. He's got the corniest bars I've ever heard ever. I wrote like 5 down.
Oh, I thought I was gonna try to skip that, but go ahead.
Okay. Spit on a bitch like Meek Mill.
That's number 1.
I didn't write down the line, but he mentioned his shitter of an album, Relapse. Oh no, is that Revival? Relapse is good. Fuck, my bad. That was awful.
Cut that out.
Yeah, he was talking. I don't remember the fucking line. I just wrote like snippets. Like senior prom. I think he was talking about not showing up like senior prom.
Bro, isn't Eminem like 55? Like, how does he remember senior prom? Oh wait, he doesn't. He didn't go.
And here's the most memorable line.
This is the kicker lyric of the whole album.
Like Obama's kids, I came out of my shell, Michelle. Say it. I know what you're gonna fucking say.
What?
Eminem piping Michelle Obama? What?
That's gonna be the headline track of our video here.
Oh my god, we're gonna get a lot of views for that one.
I don't know. I automatically think of the scene in The Interview where he's on, and that's what I always think of now.
Yep. Well, Santa's ruined for Slim Shady. The rap god's here, and he dropped a lackluster verse. Let's move on to the final track of the album.
Yeah. So track number 14, the last song of the album. I mean, if you want to include it, yeah. Gifted, featuring Roddy Ricch and Ant Clemens. Personally, I didn't really like the Ant Clemens feature. I didn't get
that's
much
my
out
least
of it.
favorite feature on the album. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that is it wasn't really needed. It was just in a pre-chorus. It could have had Roddy Ricch or Cordae singing that chorus. His vocals just didn't really fit or appeal to me, you know.
Yeah, but outside of that, I really enjoyed the back and forth between Cordae and Roddy Ricch. I thought for sure. I thought that was very fun to listen to.
Definitely.
And vocally, Roddy Ricch really fits in good with Cordae. I think
definitely better than his recent album.
Yeah. So the 2 bonus tracks, I'd give the edge to Gifted over the Eminem song. But there was a lyric I kind of liked. Again, I mean, I don't know why I like so many lyrics from the songs, but I wrote down, watch them blank. That might eat up off your plate. I feel like that's a really cool lyric. You get a lot of people that are only here for your successes, and they want to kind of like take
that is. That. I didn't take note of that. It's crazy.
I really like that lyric.
I feel like I would have noticed that one.
That's the first thing I wrote down for the song.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he has a lot of touching lyrics throughout this album that I really liked.
Yeah, this is probably the song I've listened to like the least. I've listened to it maybe 2-3 times. I like it from what I've heard. I mean, the hi-hats in the song are just constant. They're so catchy. They're produced well. Pretty earworm chorus from Cordae and Roddy Ricch. There's going back and forth, like you said. apparently Bobby Shmurda was mentioned, so I wrote that down.
I didn't catch that.
And then a line that kind of caught me. I don't know if you'll know like the reference, but he said that's Mos Def like Black Star. Black Star is a hip hop duo group with Talib Kweli and then Mos Def, two insanely good rappers. But I really liked how he's using wordplay for like most definitely, using Mos Def's name, stuff like that, using a simile, saying Black Star. Yeah, the rising trumpets for the production and the synths during the last pre-chorus are just amazing. And when that beat cuts for the final chorus, it kind of just shows how good these two are like singing and rapping. And people think Cordae is not like good at singing. I thought he wasn't bad. Like for what we expected, I think he's pretty good. I mean, I liked a lot of his singing stuff on this album.
Yeah, I agree. So there's your track by track analysis. Just kind of final thoughts. It's clear that he's super gifted lyrically.
Oh, definitely.
But like you just mentioned, the kind of standout for me was he's really good vocally too. And I think all in all, mixing that in to your songs is really important for that versatility factor. So that's one thing that stood out to me. The features, kind of iffy on those. I mean, there was maybe one or two good features. For me, it was the Her feature and the Roddy Ricch feature that kind of stood out to me.
Oh shit, for me it was Gunna and Eminem.
Yeah. Outside of that, I mean, the features you probably could have gone without, other than having those big names on there.
Exactly. And I mean, Cordae's obviously he's a lesser known rapper. He's gonna have more big names on his albums, especially since he's still trying to grow and get like a fan base. I mean, he already has a good fan base, but like a bigger fan base. I feel like he has something in the works that we just don't know about that he's gonna drop. It's gonna blow everyone's minds. I feel like he's really gifted storytelling. I feel like he could drop a crazy good concept album, something that could rival, T-Pab or Good Kid, Mad City. I feel like he has it in him, and he's still trying to find his sound. And as much as I enjoyed this album, I really did like it. I wish he would have explored more of his like creative and lyrical side, but he's still trying to find his sound. So a lot of these tracks were like hype tracks or bangers, having features on your album. I wouldn't say none of them carried him. He carried himself through his album still.
Yeah, I think he was the shining star or shining point of every song for sure.
Yeah, and that's still impressive no matter how many Michelle Obama's Eminem's piping, like seriously.
And how many shits Freddie Gibbs taking. But anyways, there's your track by track analysis of Cordae's From a Bird's Eye View. Thank you guys for listening. All right, guys. So now we're going to be doing a track by track analysis for Earl Sweatshirt's album called Sick. Aaron, kind of take it away.
All right, yeah. So this is a new experience for Corey listening to Earl Sweatshirt.
He's kind of one of those artists you really got to listen to over and over and over again until you kind of get a feel for what he's about. And right now I'm kind of in the stage where I just really can't listen to him and kind of get his drift right away. And
other than a few songs, obviously, I feel like you liked a few songs on this album.
And I don't want to break Aaron's heart. I know this is one of his favorite artists, but again, it's going to take time, I think, for me to kind of get a feel for what he's about and kind of start enjoying his music. So I'm kind of going to let Aaron give his analysis track by track, and I'm going to kind of jump in when I can with comments that I have. So
yeah, so when I go track by track, I'm kind of going to give you like some tidbits on Earl and like his style, just so you can like get like more insight on him and what he's like and what he focuses on and whatnot. Yeah, so the first track, Old Friend, has a pretty interesting instrumental. Earl has this thing where he'll use a lot of loops. He'll sample, or the producer will sample loops, and they'll go throughout the whole song in the background. And he kind of just like, he's more poetic. He's really focusing on his lyrics and his words rather than like his flow. He goes offbeat a lot. I'm pretty sure he does it in the song. I don't know for sure. Yeah, this song, it sets up like the kind of the mini concept for the album. He talks about having cabin fever. He knew where he was heading. Basically, in around like 2015, he dropped an album called I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. That was a time where he isolated himself. So being in this pandemic where he had to quarantine, stuff like that, he had to isolate himself again. But he's looking back through this isolation time as like more joyful than his previous one. So it's kind of like a victory lap in a way, Yeah, back to this song. Yeah, he also talks a lot about drugs and alcohol addiction, stuff like that, which he had a problem with, and how he's kind of like reflecting on how he used to be like that and how he's kind of going back to it a little bit in this like isolation time.
Yeah, you did kind of tell me kind of his background on that, and I do like artists that can kind of write about their past struggles and put in the words. I really do like that feature about him, so that's one of the features I kind of picked up on right away.
Definitely. Yeah, I did like Old Friend. It was definitely not a standout track. It's a pretty decent intro, but I will tell you that transition into 2010 with the rain falling down and the beats kind of coming in was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's another thing I did like about this album that I could pick up on was the transitions in a lot of the songs. I mean, there was a couple of the songs Aaron and I had no idea it was a new song.
Yeah.
I really do like that, and a lot of artists when they can transition
But yeah,
from song to song. So
Earl's done this before with like previous albums. That album up there, some rap songs, all of the transitions are flawless. Like they all play into each other. So I like how he did that on this album too. He kind of brought it back. I liked it a lot. But yeah, let's talk about 2010. This is like one of the songs you remember, right?
sort of, kind of. This is one of the songs I was kind of bumping more
Yeah,
today.
definitely. Like, what is your opinion on it? Like, how do you feel about it?
I think it was one of the more enjoyable songs. I could kind of hear more on beat stuff, I feel like.
Definitely.
I did like the production on this song a lot.
For sure.
And, his style is just completely different to anyone. And I think that is a good characteristic and trait to have.
Yeah, and he won't switch up for anyone. He'll always do what he wants to do.
Yeah, he's always going to be his own unique self, and I do like that.
Mm-hmm.
But as of right now, I just don't know if that's going to be my kind of style. Hopefully that changes. I do kind of want to see. We're going to do a whole dive on his albums. We'll kind of get into that in later episodes, what we'll do with that. But first, second, third listen wasn't horrible. There was a few songs I did like. This was probably one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just going to take time for me.
Yeah, so my thoughts, that production is absolutely insane. I never heard anything like that in an Earl song before, especially when he actually stays on beat. I mean, on his old stuff, he stays on beat. He actually raps. But I haven't heard anything like that from him in a long time. It was kind of a nice, like, fresh of breath, like, what was it? Breath of fresh air. Yeah. Not fresh of breath air. What the fuck does that mean? Yeah, no, like, this song is just jam-packed with content. There's too much to talk about. I kind of want to keep this pretty quick and just give my thoughts on it, and then you can kind of chime in whenever you remember.
Go for it. I'll shut my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, but this song's jam-packed. Like I say, he's a poet, dude. Like, he uses so much double entendres, and he finds ways to say things while also saying other things. It's just crazy. Like, one of my favorite lines from this song is 5 O's on me like the Olympics. The Olympics, the 5 O's, the 5 rings.
That's a bar.
He's got 5 ounces of weed on him. Yeah, for sure. He's got the 5 O's on him. He's got the cops on him. That line's crazy. How he can say so much within one line like that.
That's like 3 different meanings in one meaning. I didn't catch that at all. But
and
I like
you'd
that.
be surprised how many bars in that song have like double entendres. Like they have 2 different meanings just by saying one thing. And he does that every single song in this album somehow. He always finds ways to do that. And in some rap songs, he does it in every single song for sure.
Was this the song you showed? Sorry, I said I was going to shut up, but I clearly can't. Was this the song you showed me on Genius that had every line annotated?
Other than something about the N-words drumming, but you don't have to annotate that. Yeah. So, this is definitely one of my favorite Earl songs in general, and this is probably my favorite song on the album, and I don't think anything will change that. But yeah, so we move on to track number 3, Sick, one of the tracks I didn't like. He actually does manage to stay on beat in this one too, which is really different because he never stays on beat. Kind of has me wondering why he's like, not why, but like if he's gonna change up his style a little bit and further like songs or further projects or whatnot. Very non-emotional delivery. Earl's very monotone. In like every song you probably heard from him, he's very monotone. Like he doesn't put a lot of emotion into it, but he puts a lot of thought and heart, and that's what he focuses on. Yeah, so it's a callback to the meaning of the album, the title of the track, Sick. Literally has a COVID-19 pandemic line in it. Can't go outside. Stuff like that. Mm-hmm. He talks about cover me, I'm going in. Talking about wearing a mask, he's going out. Even though it says going in. It's kind of ironic how he says that. But the beat's still like chaotic, even though it's more formulaic. But yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know. I'll have to show this to you after the podcast, but I'm pretty sure if people listen to this, like they'll know what I'm talking about. 8-Ball Shoddy Flow by Riley Reid. Riley Reid's a porn star. She made a rap song called 8-Ball Shoddy. And Earl's flow in this song is literally the same fucking flow from that song. I'm not tripping. I'll show it to you after and you'll
Earl Sweatshirt and Riley Reid, question mark?
Earl Sweatshirt piping Riley Reid?
Confirmed.
Yeah, that's enough of that song. Probably one of my least favorites on the album, but this one is definitely my least favorite on the album, Vision. It has a feature from Zoo Leapers. I feel like he doesn't say much. He doesn't really have, like... I don't know, I just don't like this verse.
This was one of the lengthier songs on the album,
this is the 4-minute one. And I had the same problem with his previous project with the 4-minute song that was just drawn out too much.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to go for a 20-minute, 10-song album, why have those 4-minute, 5-minute songs? He has 2, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I kind of like the 1 to 2 minute songs he drops. Yeah. I mean, he gets right to the point with it. But yeah, I remember the song a little bit. I was just kind of like snoozing a little bit to this song because it was kind of drawn out, like you said.
Definitely. I even though I'm a big Earl fan, I know who Z Loopers is. And I've listened to some of the stuff, but I just wasn't a big fan of it. But one thing I definitely want to mention before we move on is the outro. Basically, the outro was like someone talking to a kid about how, like, you need to tell the truth or they're not gonna... I don't remember what exactly it was, but it basically shows that Earl believes in telling the truth more than lying to, like, get someone's, like, fake sense of hope up there. Earl's a realist. Like, he can't hide... You can't hide from your problems in reality when you can't accept it. And that's something he heavily lives by. That's why he talks about all this stuff in his music, so... Alright. What's this? Track number 5. Yep. Tabula Rasa. And I don't remember what language this is, but it basically means, like, I think blank space. I don't remember exactly what that is, but I know blank space has a meaning. And every verse on this song, they're talking about, like, it all relates back to this blank space theory, but I don't remember exactly.
Yeah, I just looked it up. It says tabula rasa is a Latin phrase often translated as clean slate in English.
Clean slate, that's what it is. Look up what the clean slate method is or something like that. Because I know that's what they're talking, that their verses relate to that.
So I got the clean slate method features low to moderate carb, paleo, and gluten-free recipes. That's probably not what I'm looking for. But yeah, I don't know.
All right, well, I know Billy Woods talks about, like, what he wants people to do when he dies. So, like, and what he wants to give out. Like, it's basically like a will. His verse is a will for when he dies, which I found really interesting. Elucid had a really good verse, really good wordplay. Talks about how some people haven't got punched in the face, which is one of my favorite lines from the album. But, yeah, no, these two guys are part of a group called Arm & Hammer. I really like them. They're just like Earl. They're experimental and stuff like that. So having them on a song together with Earl fucking fascinated me. And Earl himself just absolutely spits. Like, remember when I showed you the Genius thing for 2010? For his verse, it's basically filled.
Yeah.
But,
and I feel like a lot of his stuff is easily picked up on and annotated from his fans, and I think that's why the Genius lyrics are annotated like that.
Definitely. Like, if you have a bigger fan base and, like, your stuff means more than, like, what the eye sees, what the ear hears, they're gonna know. Like, that's how it works.
Yeah, and I think that's why I'm not, like, liking his stuff so far. It's because I'm not, like, a true fan, I wouldn't say, but maybe, like, a deeper fan. Like,
yeah.
Analyzing his stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, so one of my favorite bars in this track from Earl is, this game of telephone massive, I do what I can with the fragments. Just an absolutely amazing line. I think it's self-explanatory what it means. Basically, social media and, like, how saying something to a mass majority, it'll get twisted.
Yeah.
You know, like, your words will get twisted, and it'll make you look bad and stuff like that. You know, I like that line a lot. But, before I move on, let's talk about this production. Don't remember who produced it, but absolutely amazing. Like, just that sample in the background of that, like, that girl screaming, I don't even know what it is. It's like, ah! but it's nice, dude.
Yeah, that's one thing I saw throughout is the production on all these songs.
Amazing.
Most of these songs are really, really good.
No, yeah,
that's something you can pick up on anyone.
Yeah,
so.
no. I love a lot of production from this album, so it's good. Yeah, next song is Lie. And I looked up what lie is because it was spelled differently than like L-I-E. It's L-Y-E. And lye is a strong alkaline solution of potassium and hydroxide used for cleaning.
Clean slate.
Earl trying to clean his soul from all the bad.
Tabula Rasa.
Mind blown. He also talks to God in this track, actually. Or not talks to him, but like he mentions it, I'm pretty sure. I think this is like the changing point where like he starts calling to God throughout the rest of the album, which is something he never really dove into because he was an atheist. But when you're in quarantine, you'll call for anyone, especially if you're an atheist. Like that's just how it works. So, but the beat reminded me of a song with him and the Alchemist called Loose Change, which I really liked. It felt like a more condensed version of it. So I like the production a lot. It catches on after a while. The looped trumpets, the formulaic style to it, I like the song. Definitely like a standout for me. But this next song, it may be a minute long, maybe an interlude, but I think Corey and I can elaborate on this one more. Lobby. This song's great.
Yeah, this is a song that stood out to me originally. I feel like this was more, the lyrics were tied into the beat a lot better. It was more on key in my ears. I mean, yeah, what do you think of it? I mean,
yeah, hearing Earl on beat is like, I'm trying to find an analogy. It's like fucking heaven, dude. Like it's like it doesn't feel right when you hear him on beat. I know,
because you don't get it a lot with him, and then when he finally does, it feels like
it's crazy.
Yeah.
But especially nowadays, I know his old music he was always on beat, but like I'm primarily talking about like his some rap songs era or whatnot. But yeah, I mean the bass is absolutely heavy in this. He's merging trap beats with his style. He's merging trap. Have you realized that? A lot of his songs are like more trap influenced. I mean, you probably haven't heard most of his previous stuff, but it is definitely not like this.
Who are his influences, if you know?
MF Doom. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No clue.
That's his main influence, mainly for the lyrical aspect. For production, I don't exactly know, but he produces a lot of his own stuff. He originally did, not originally, but like in some rap songs he did, which was dropped 2018, and then he started having people produce stuff for him for this album.
Yeah, so. I guess that makes sense. I don't know who his biggest influence is because his style is completely unique.
Yeah,
so
definitely. But MF Doom's like one of the best of all time, especially lyricists. So, but yeah, Lobby, great song. I really liked the distorted bell in the background, kind of it was nice. It was nice hearing the song. Short lived, but for what it is, it's an interlude. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I agree.
Definitely
this is definitely one of the standout songs for me personally. So
definitely, yeah. Moving on to track 8. Yeah, track 8. God Laughs. So I was talking about how he talks to God in Lie. This song is the vocals for him. They're mixed worse than Eminem's on Cordae's album. Like it was done on purpose though. So like, how I perceived it is that Earl's talking to God. He's in an empty room. He's looking up to him. The mic's like down below him, something like that. I don't know. And it's like Earl thinks God isn't helping him throughout all of his pain and all of his his problems, and he's just watching him fall into this pit while God laughs at him. It's like a very interesting concept, and especially coming from an atheist for like him, that's a very interesting way to see it. But yes, I mean, he has an outro line. It says, "Marching on the quest for my lost halo." Like I just love that line a lot.
Yeah, that's a really touching outro line. Yeah,
touching deep. I mean, it's not like a double entendre like he always has one, but I really like that line a lot. It just kind of stuck out to me. And then you kind of hear him calling out for God at the end, and it kind of loops. I think you might have noticed that. I don't know if you did or not, but
I didn't catch that, no.
But like the reverb like keeps looping it until the song fully ends, and then Titanic immediately comes on. Now, what do you think about Titanic?
This was the one song you rolled out, correct?
He rolled out 3, but
this is the last song I heard. Yeah. I feel like the more and more I listen to it, the more and more I like it.
Exactly.
I think that's how you were.
That's how it is with Earl, dude. Some songs, it just takes so much more.
So hopefully that's a step in the right direction for me, like an Earl.
It definitely is a different beat, more trap influence, obviously.
Yeah.
It kind of fits in your realm, so I mean.
Yeah, I definitely like this song the more and more I listen to it. What was the line you really like? The ad lib.
Oh, I have to look it up. I just kind of read it off the thing, but yeah, Knockel Smith, one of Odd Future's old members. Somehow Earl brought him back for this. I thought that was amazing. Kind of calling back to his old days when he was rocking with Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean and all of them. Absolutely crazy. But let's see if I can find it. But yeah, more on the beat. I really like the beat in this album, or not this album. This track. It has like these like bloopy, like sound effects in the background. It sounds like a cartoon, you know. I was watching like the audio video for it. It was kind of like a lyric video. I don't remember, but like the animations that came with it, it was like a cartoon, and that's literally what I envision every time I hear that song.
Yeah,
It's really, yeah, it's really like, it's really engraved in my mind. Yeah, Knockel says, "Escape from rock out rectal wheel." Dude, his ad libs are just hilarious
I really
in this
like
song.
ad libs in this song for sure.
You know, and Earl, he flows on this track. Like he says, "What? Yes, sir. Think I already feel it. Sweatshirt, because you know how revenge is best served. Cold dish.
Cold dish.
Cook and roast." Yeah, no, I like that rhyme scheme a lot. Yes, sir.
He's like really aggressive in this song.
He is, dude. It's like he's going crazy. No, he's hungry on the song. It may not be as crazy as like his more in-depth lyrical songs, but I like this song a lot. It's like it's something I have never heard of, especially when it first dropped and we first listened to it together. We were like, "What the fuck is this?" We both looked at each other and like, "Who the fuck is rapping here?"
Yeah, I was like, I had no words when I heard this the first time, but now
it was it was just so out there. I mean, that's all of Earl's music.
That's honestly, yeah, I felt for the whole album though. So
yeah, but no, this song definitely grows on me every single listen. Like I'm liking it even more just thinking about it. You know, like it's a short song, but I think it works as a short song. You know.
Machiavelli.
Yeah, so last track in the album, Fire in the Hole. I don't remember too much about this, but I have some notes. Nice, really nice guitar. I do remember that actually. I said it sounds like an Earl outro. What I think I was trying to say is like it has like a vibe that an Earl outro, like a more uplifting vibe than the other songs in the album. Even though this album is more uplifting than usual, this one it definitely is. I can tell. He talks about trying to link back up with an ex. That's what the main point of the song is. I looked into it more. Kind of weird. But I mean, I don't know why that'd be the outro of his song or of his album here about the pandemic. But he does mention Outkast too, which I thought was pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say about this song. I liked it. It's not a standout for me in my opinion, but I feel like that that outro that outlasts like half the song. It's just instrumental and kind of fades into nothing. I love that. That was a great move from him.
Yeah, so now that you've kind of listened to it, I'm assuming a few times now.
Definitely.
Because it's not a long track list at all. With it 24 minutes, you could probably listen to it a bunch throughout the day.
Yeah, it wasn't tough to listen to either because it grew on me every listen. So
yeah, what were your just kind of final thoughts on it? Did it live up to your expectations, and where do you kind of rank? Not rank it, but where do you put it with his other albums? Is it up there? Is it in the middle? Is it?
That's gonna be hard. That's hard. Maybe I might need more time with it still, but I think Some Rap Songs is my favorite album from him. Then it's Doris. Then it's I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside. I'd put it between Doris and I Don't Like Shit, I Don't Go Outside.
Okay.
And that's saying something because I really like that album. But I feel like this album does this better than I Don't Like Shit because it's more like modern day. He's more in depth. He's found himself more than when he dropped I Don't Like Shit. I just like the sound of this album a lot more. The production's great, like on every song almost. The lyrics always in depth with an Earl album. They're more in depth here than ever before. It has like his Some Rap Songs kind of feel to it, but also has like this new trap influenced sound that I've never heard before. I really like it, and it's just I think it's a really good project for what it is. Now, people were trying to compare this to Cordae's album. You can't do that, in my opinion.
Oh, not at all.
No, they're two different albums.
These are two completely different artists.
Completely different artists too. Yeah, different styles, different everything. They're in their own area.
Oh, 100%.
But I personally think they're both good projects. And I think the one I enjoyed most, just because I'm an Earl fan, Sick. Like, I really enjoyed Sick a lot. But I also enjoyed Cordae for the surprise factor. He's a new artist I never listened to. But yeah, before we kind of call it quits, I kind of like talked about this throughout like the track list or whatnot, but there's like a somewhat deeper meaning. I mean, not really deeper meaning, kind of like the concept of the album. There's two ways to look at it: the present and the past. So past being I don't like shit era, and then present being COVID. So I mean, I found that pretty interesting how he compared the pandemic and quarantine to the times where he isolated himself on purpose, and like how he possibly fell back to his old ways, but kind of like got out of them by reaching out to God and finding religion, stuff like that. And that's something that fascinates me.
Yeah, so me and Aaron kind of each chose 5 artists that we wanted to do discography dives on throughout the year to give you guys content, and this was one of Aaron's choices. So we're definitely going to be going back in and looking at his old albums from his first to this one now, and I think for me that's going to be the difference in me liking him or not is going back and kind of getting a feel for his style and seeing if I can kind of get a feel for him more.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling you'll like a lot of his old stuff too, like first listen, and then it might take you a few listens, but I feel like you will love some rap songs.
Yeah, and
I have a feeling.
This kind of gives into the feel of doing the cross-genre stuff.
Definitely.
I definitely still listen to like a lot of hip-hop and rap, but this is a completely new artist for me, and Cordae was too as well, but I've actually heard some of Cordae's features. But
yeah, and Cordae's style is like, it's, I wouldn't say like mainstream, but it's more like mainstream than usual. I mean, from what I've heard at least, you know. But yeah, no, Earl's like, he's completely out there in his own field. He's more of a lyricist, more of a poet, focuses a lot on production and the deeper meaning behind his lyrics, which is something, like you said, that's new to you. So
yeah, so I'm definitely excited to do that. There's Aaron's track by track analysis of Earl Sweatshirt's Sick. Thank you guys for listening.
Heck yeah. And then next podcast would be next week. We are going to be talking about Token's album, Pink is Better. And then we're going to be starting a new series called Discography Dive. And basically what we do, we pick an artist and we kind of go through their discography, start from the bottom.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Drake's first 2 albums, So Far Gone and Thank Me Later. And we're kind of, what are we going to do?
We're just going to kind of talk about and review the albums on the podcast. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, and then at the end of that artist Discog Dive, we're going to rank the albums. So Drake would be like 1 through 9, I believe, right?
I think so.
1 through 8, 1 through 9.
Might be 1 through 10 because of What a Time to Be Alive.
Yeah, depending on what you put in there, which we'll probably put What a Time to Be Alive in there just to make it 10 even numbers. But yeah, that's a series we're excited to do for you guys. And like we said, we each kind of chose 10 artists, 5 each to do that on, just to give you guys content while we wait on new releases throughout 2022.
Yeah, I was gonna try to pull up the list, but our network is still out. Surprisingly, I know, kind of crazy. I do remember some off the top of my head. We have Drake, J. Cole, Earl Sweatshirt, Chris Brown, Laney, which is one of Corey's picks, someone I've never really listened to, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah, Laney is in the pop realm. NF was one of my guys. John K. He's a pop singer. Off the top of my head, that's all I can think of. I can't remember who else I put. Did I pick Chris Brown?
Yeah, I know you did. I don't know. I don't remember who I chose, but we'll talk about it later.
We had to pick Kendrick, right?
Yeah. Oh no, we did for sure.
Yeah. So those are. I don't know if that was 10, but that's kind of an idea of what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we did the big 3. We did Drake, Kendrick, and Cole.
We may have had Kanye in there. I can't remember, but we'll give you guys.
We did. Kanye was 10. I remember now. That's literally the Mount Rushmore in my opinion. But hell, I think that's it. Yeah. So related to the Discog dive and when we'll do them. Whenever there's like a lack of content or lack of music released in a week, we'll kind of just like focus on the Discog Dive. We're going to plan our podcasts out accordingly so we know when to do that and when we can talk about the albums we listen to and whatnot. So yeah, I think that's all we got. If you want to lead us in an outro.
Yeah, it's really been a hectic start to the year. We haven't even had a chance to get into some of the other content, which isn't a problem. I mean, we've had 3 really good albums that we reviewed.
Exactly.
I kind of went through and talked about, but Yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you're new to the channel, we have a YouTube channel up and running, so share that, like, and subscribe. And thank you guys so much for listening.
Have a good one.